Today we take a look at inspiration and we are reminded that, when we are positive, good things happen more often than not. It was on February 27 in 1892 that the first report showed up in a newspaper, the Cincinnati Enquirer, that electricity was being made from wind. Windmills have been around for nearly 2,000 years, but it was not until we figured out how to make electricity with generators that someone was inspired to connect the two. What other simple ideas have not yet been connected? It was just a few years ago that a fellow in England got the bright idea to hook a small generator to a wind-up spring, thereby making the first wind-up radio. He was listening to a report on the BBC about how more batteries needed to be sent to villages in Africa, so that people would use their radios for education, rather than saving the batteries for entertainment. He thought of his father's wind-up Victrola, and poofta, it took him a few minutes to cobble together a radio that would not need batteries. Now we have wind-up flashlights too. What other simple ideas have not yet been connected? Back in 1892, a wind-powered flour mill near London was connected to a small generator, which was then connected to a storage battery, and the mill had lights after it got dark. Now the workers could work longer hours. I wonder how they felt about this. The newspaper did not report this. Although the amount of power obtained was small, the experiment demonstrated the possibilities. The article suggested the use of wind-powered electricity generators at country houses. It was in 1820 that the Danish scientist, Hans Christian Ørsted, whose grave I found and cleaned, made the first real connection between electricity and magnetism. That is, he proved that you could make magnetism from electricity. It would take another 10 years before Michael Faraday figured out how to turn magnetism into electricity. It was not too much longer before permanent magnet generators were being produced and steam-powered generating began in New York City in 1882. Then 100 years after Ørsted made his discovery, electrical poles were being set in place, in even the most rural places. Here you see a celebrated pole being set in place on Main Street in a West Texas town in 1921. Had there been a power failure 100 years ago, no one would have even noticed, but today, it seems to be world news. I, for one, will be glad when we figure out a better way to make electricity from gravity. We are currently doing this with dams, large bodies of water, and large generators, but it will be nice when we have a new piece of technology the size of a shoebox that turns gravity into electricity. Then we can start taking down the 180 million utility poles that decorate our landscapes. Encourage innovation.